Hello, welcome to Cooking on the Farm. I'm Rachel. Ginger and I are out here in the potato bed. We are weeding and adding more dirt to the mounds. Anyway, these potatoes aren't ready yet, obviously, but I found some on sale. So let's head in the house and get some potato salad made. Come on with me. You're gonna need about 12 pieces of bacon, about a pound, 5 to 10 pounds of potatoes. I had about 8, a dozen eggs, hard-boiled, 2 bunches of onions, mostly the greens, but I like it all, a full head of celery, minus the leaves, 1 can of olives. I used more because we love them, 2 to 3 big whole pickles. This is all that I had. About 2 cups of mayonnaise, homemade, store-bought, whatever, 2 teaspoons, 2.5 of salt, 2 teaspoons pepper, 2 to 3 tablespoons of mustard, just yellow, about a teaspoon of paprika, and about 2 tablespoons of some sort of vinegar, like your pickle juice or red wine vinegar. I am throwing the bacon in to get it cooking for adding to my potato salad later. So my bacon's gonna cook for about 20 minutes because it is not a preheated oven yet. It is still heating up. And I want it kind of on the crispy side because I want to be able to chop it, crumble it to throw in my potato salad or eat, in my kids' case. I like it on the limp side. So, to each their own. Check it at 15 if you want more limp bacon. If you want more crispy, wait till 20. So I have peeled my potatoes, washed my potatoes. Normally I do this the night before and soak them in the salt water like I normally do with my, any kind of time I'm cooking my potato. But, well, it's like butter. I didn't even think about it last night. I cut my potatoes in half and half again, in bite-sized pieces, about 1 inch, ½ inch, somewhere in there. And then I am just gonna put them in this pot of hot water that I did forget to salt. I'm gonna put just shy of a tablespoon of salt. Bacon is out. That is just gonna cool enough that I can cut it and not worry about burning myself at the moment. I grabbed, it's called a spider. I think it's because it looks like a web. I would have named it web. So I'm just gonna keep chopping and dropping until I've got all these potatoes on. I have about 8 pounds of potatoes. I have my potatoes getting ready to boil. Remember, you want the fork tender. I've got eggs that are boiling here. You need about a dozen. These are hard boiling. My bacon is done. So again, like I said, I don't like my bacon super crispy. I like it a little more on the limp side. So you can see these are pretty limp. Again, that's how I like it. Again, my family likes it more crisp, but I'm putting the effort into making it, so I'm gonna make it more how I like it. So I am just going to start chopping these down into bite-sized pieces. You want fairly small little bites. And you can see it's pretty oily in my hand. That's fine. Again, this is a lot of salad that you're gonna be using. All right. Again, when you scrape with the knife, never scrape with the blade, scrape with the back. That's about 12 pieces of bacon. I'm just gonna cut my ends, my root ends. Now you could regrow these if you'd like. Just saying, if you want more green onions, you can stick the roots in water, just a little bit of water, and they will start growing green off the top. I like to peel mine a little bit. I am chopping off both ends. We're gonna use a lot of these greens, so I'm only chopping off the very ends. I'm literally chopping green to white and using it all. You wanna cut it fairly small. I am using the same cutting board for all my veggies at once because I'm putting them all in the same salad. Now, if you were using raw meat, if I had cut raw meat, you would never, ever use this on your veggies at all. But the bacon was cooked. Because the white ends are really big on these onions, I'm just gonna give this part a little bit more of a dice. So this is 2 bunches of green onions. my mommy always did this. It's off. Yes, if there is still, like this flame is way far away. Leave this with a towel over it for a few minutes till it stops steaming. All right, so I am, again, you can do the same thing with celery. If you want to regrow this, slice the end just barely. You can see there's already some roots on there. Chop off both ends. Fun fact, I do not really like celery that much. I will do it with ants on a log. I will do it in a salad, but on average, not a fan of celery. So, if you are not a fan of celery, just cut it small. You'll still have the crunch, but you won't have that like flavor. The other thing is, when you're choosing your celery in the grocery store, a lot of people don't know this, but it's in a bag. You can open the end of the bag and smell it. You want to smell sweet. If you smell bitter, it's going to taste bitter. If it smells super strong like celery, it's going to taste super strong like celery. You want it to smell sweet or not really have a smell. These pieces are still big, so I'm going to make them a little bit smaller. So you could buy pre-sliced olives. You could use the egg slicer thingy, but I'm testing out new knives. Maybe I'll switch to a smaller knife. I just think that the pre-sliced olives taste kind of wonky. I think they kind of taste watery. Now, you don't like olives. Don't add olives. I'm doing 2 cans of olives because we love olives, and I'm surprised. I swear my kids can hear a can of olives opening, and they will come from wherever they're at. Potatoes are still sleeping. That's all done. I thought I had a bunch of whole pickles, but my kids have been eating them. So we had these sliced ones from our trip because we take pickles when we go on a trip. I normally have some canned pickles. They're all gone also. Do not get rid of your pickle juice ever, ever. You will still need it. I'm gonna make these in mini squares, small little pieces. Again, this is not exact. These are dill pickles. If you're asking if you can put sweet in, that's up to you. I am not a sweet pickle person. I probably would put double that amount of pickle in there. Like, so if your pickles are, you know, yay big, I would probably put 3 or 4. That's me. Again, we love pickles. You probably could get away with doing relish. So I have my recipe written down. I called my mom this morning. I've been trying to get this recipe for close to 10 years, maybe even longer actually. A long time, regardless. And she goes, yeah, it's written down in my head. I'm like, that doesn't do me any good. Like, anyways, so I had David write it on sticky notes. I will be putting it in the description with all the measurements. So I'm just gonna peel these eggs. I roll my eggs to help them peel faster. They say that egg water like this is really good for your tomato plants. So we have a combination of meat bird eggs in here, and this is a free range bird egg. So you wanna cut these fairly small, and they do break up as you are mixing all these together too. We're still testing these knives. I always go back to a big knife, I don't know why. I got I do have a dozen eggs here. I'm gonna make the dressing. Okay, I made my homemade mayonnaise. I did a double batch. If you've seen that episode, you know what I did. Here. Yeah, there's a link. I don't know how that works over there, I think. There are no measurements, but I'm gonna go off of taste, and then I'll tell you how much. I'm gonna write them down as I do them though. Okay. This is 2 cups of mayonnaise, just a hair over. I'm starting with a full teaspoon. Again, we're gonna need to add salt and pepper because potatoes and veg. Anyway, we're gonna do a teaspoon of pepper. Again, we'll probably end up adding more. You can use vinegar, you can use pickle juice, you can use red wine vinegar, whatever. I'm using pickle juice because really. Okay, I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons to start. And paprika. When I was little, I used to think paprika was really spicy. A teaspoon of paprika. And mixy. Oh wow, that's perfect. I do not have celery seed. You're supposed to. I don't. There's enough celery in there for my liking again. If you want it a little sweeter, the recipe, my mom says, what'd you say? A pinch or 2 of sugar or sweetener of your choice. Again, I don't want it. I'm gonna give this a little mixa. Now this looks like a good salad to me as it is. Okay, I'm gonna put some of the dressing on here. Give this a little mixa. And we may need more mayonnaise mix because the potatoes will soak up dressing. Potatoes are still warm. This is a key. They will soak up more dressing if they are warm. Again, mixy. Okay, so the eggs are gonna start breaking up. The potatoes are gonna break up a little bit. It's okay. It's okay. There's nothing wrong here. Nothing wrong at all. Oh, yum. So this actually looks like it's got a little bit too much dressing. No. You make pasta. You put the pasta sauce on. You put it in the fridge because you didn't eat it all. It's really dry. And then you have to add more sauce and, you know, whatever. That's what happens here, okay? Because the potatoes are warm. They are going to be soaking up all those yummy goodnesses. And you just keep stirring till everybody's got a little bit of dressing. So I got a little bit of everything. The potatoes are a little bit big chunks. As you stir, they will break down. So right now, I am checking for salt and pepper. It's warm.
It's warm.
I think I need a little bit more salt. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a half of a teaspoon of salt. Then I'm going to mix it. I'm going to do the other half a teaspoon. I'm going to put a cover on this. I'm going to let it get happy in the fridge for a couple hours. Oh my gosh. My mom and I would do this the 3rd of July. Growing up, every year we had this huge party with the neighborhood. And we lived on a hill, and there were several houses scattered up the hill. We'd have a big party, barbecue. Everyone got together. We did fireworks, and we'd each set off fireworks. It was super cool. A lot of food. We went down to Fort Vancouver. I don't even know if they still do that. But we would take food, go there. It was amazing. Anyways, we'd always make this the night before and then put it in the fridge. And then the morning we get up and just, it is perfect after a long period of just sitting, letting the flavors meld together. I am going to wrap this guy up, put it in the fridge. I may need a little bit more salt, pepper later, but right now, to me, it tastes really good. Again, if you wanted more of that sweetness, you could add sweet pickles, or you could add a little bit of sugar, whatever floats your boat. This make me happy. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. We just got back from baseball. I think it's like 10:30 or something like that. It's really late. We lost, but it was a great game. We're done with All-Stars. Summer vacation starts now, officially.
Hit a double.
Yeah, our kid hit a double.
We got it. Right there. Something deep in the corner.
Proud, as always. The kids played so hard. Anyways, Ginger insisted on coming. She went outside to go potty, and then she wouldn't come back in. So we had to go load up all her stroller and her blankie and her jacket and her water and all that stuff. Anyway, all right, I just gave this another stir. I'm going to give it a little try. See if it needs anything else. No salt, I think. Not much. I'm going to say probably a half a teaspoon. Yeah. So I'm writing down how much I add. And it's set here for, what, 4 hours, 5 hours? Perfect. This is going to keep for several days. One trick I've learned, if you're taking anything somewhere that needs to be kept cold, take it in a bowl that's small. So move this to another bowl and then have a bigger bowl and fill that with ice, and it works out perfect. I've done that before so many times, and then you don't have to worry about like salmonella and things like that. So if you're taking this somewhere for the 4th, take ice, put ice around it. It'll be perfect. From my kitchen years, I hope you guys have an amazing, safe 4th. Don't forget to thank all the people, men and women, who have served our country. I thank you. My family thanks you. God bless, guys. All right, so I cut my knives.
Cut my knives.
Oh my gosh, cut my potatoes. Oh, boiled eggs. Oh my gosh, I don't have any. That was my egg timer too. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, I heard you. Yep, still heard you. Yep. Oh boy. Rat row. Drier than snot. That's not the right term. It's drier than all get out. Shut up. You ever make pasta? You put you make pasta, you put your salad. Oh my god.
Spaghetti sauce.
You make pasta, you put your spaghetti sauce on. Shut up. Lord have mercy. We forgot to pray. That's our problem here. All right.